Shut up and sit down.
Hello folks, Colin here, Festa 67's workshop, and welcome to part number 33. Number 33 already, folks, of Fanhome's Build Your Own 1967 Eleanor Mustang from the film Gone in 60 Seconds in 1/8 scale, big scale. Well, if you'd like to build one of these along with me, go and click this link, bink, and you too can subscribe and get your very own Eleanor Mustang, folks. So, what are we up to today? We are on section number 33. We're going to be putting on this leaf spring, folks, which I have just to the side of me here. And I've already been over and just given it a light wash. But again, once the car itself is finished, I shall then be going round and adding my own little touches to it. So we've got all the other bits to go with it. Just there. And we've got some screws to come out as well. So we'll grab those and put that all together. And it's PS05s, which are them ones. And DS, is it DS? PS09s even. So let's find those, which are just there, folks. There you go. So that's what we're going to be putting together today. And it shows you there, you've got your bracket to go on, all your front and rear suspension mounts. I'm going to do it similar to what I did before, where I put these on the spring before I laid the spring on the vehicle. In the instructions, it says to just put them in first and then lay the spring on. Get your pliers and give it a pinchy kins with the pin. But I found it easier for me doing it my way last time, which was putting the suspension or the leaf spring together on its own and then coming round and doing it that way. And then you'll end up with a leaf spring on there to match the other side. So I'm going to get my pliers out. I've got soft nose pliers just here. Got a pair of those. I got the PTFE protectors on there, so we're going to be using those. So let's quickly open up all the screws and we could start putting this together. Now we want two of those, so we grab two of those out the bag, folks, just like that. Again, I keep the bag just next to the screws that I'm going to be using for a reason. We've got the pegs, they can come out and just stay there because they're matching. And then, as I was showing you before, the suspension part itself is handed, or front and rear, and I'll show you how that works in a second, folks, because there's a little rebate cut out of that that fits on the rear section of the rear chassis. So we'll put that waste off of there and I'll show you. I'll just get the base of the car out. Right, what we're going to be doing is we'll put this all together. But if you notice, there's a raised section there, and that marries up with this section here. See, you've got the framework that comes along, then there's a gap. And that's the one that goes in there. The other one hasn't got that in it, see? And it's a lot thinner, and that will go down over there. And then obviously we want to orientate the spring the correct way. It'll only go one way, folks, which is like so. Okay, so bear that in mind. And then we'll put the pins and that in place shortly. So we'll grab those off of there. Just move this out of the way for a moment. And then we can start lining these little brackets of bracketness up. I'm going to do the rear one first, just so that I remember the orientation of it. And you'll notice on these, you've got like a knurled finish just in one side there. And that's to get it to bite into place when you engage it. So remember that, folks. And we want to start that off and then feed that through. So let's put that in the hole first, Cole, like so. And then start getting that to go through, just like that. And then we'll get the pliers on there and engage that in place. Try and do it without it spinning. Like that. And that's engaged that straight in place. Just like that. Just make sure that that's now biting. Like that. There you go. That's what you want for that one. And then do the same with the other side. And then we can get this mounted on the vehicle then, peeps. So again, just feed it through, line it up, and then just give it a jiggle as it goes through. Just to make sure that's coming out the other side. Like that. And then we can start popping that through, just like that. There you go. And that is now locked in place. So I can just put my pliers away. And then we can lie this underneath the vehicle then. Now we've got a plate as well that goes on top. So we'll screw those in now, because that will then hold this in place, folks. He says optimistically. There you go. My twitchy fingers, happy days. And that should now enable me to put this plate in place, which goes in there, like that. There's a little hole in there that engages into the middle of the leaf spring. Now I'm putting this together this way round, so that when this is screwed in, it's going to hold all of this in place, so that when I turn it upside down, it ain't all going to fall out. It's just easier for me to handle that way. You might find the same. You might find it easier to do it the instructions way. But I just found that this, for me, worked a little bit better. So I'm just going to nip that in. Not fully tight yet, because I want it to line up as the screws tighten down. A little drop of oil just on the thread there. And then we can do the same on this one. Just expose the hole inside there. There you go. And now we can send that home as well fully. Look at that. And the beauty of it is now, see, when I turn this upside down, if I'd done it the other way, these would fall out and you're trying to hold it in place and screw it in. But I can literally just spin that right round on its axis. And now I can come back and put my screws in quite happily, which is what I'm going to do now, folks. So let's just move the spare ones out of the way. And then we'll come and put these two screws in here. Again, same process, bit of 3-in-1 oil. Although they're going into plastic, I'm still putting oil on them. It just helps the screw get started. Helps it cut its way into the plastic. And you're going for these raised parts just there where my little finger is, folks. Okay. And I can send that fully home now because it's holding everything in place. Same on this one. Just like that. And then do that on there. Like that. There you go. Let's give that a little bit of a welly there, just to finish that one off. There you go. And that is both leaf springs on already, folks. Look at that. Whoa. Nice and easy, eh? Look at that. Already that's beginning to take shape, isn't it? I just put that spare screw in there. You're going to end up with lots of spare screws, but they do come in handy. I keep all of them, folks. I keep them all in a bag, nice and safe, because you never know when you're going to need them. So that brings this episode to a close. This is kit number 33 now complete. In the next issue, we'll be putting on the other brake disc caliper and rear shock absorber, ready then for when we do the wheel in future episodes. Okay, folks? So in the meantime, click the link just below there. Head over to our friends at Fanhome. Go and get yourself a subscription, folks, and then you can be building along with me in the next issue. Okay, folks, until then, stay safe, stay well. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now. Oh, isn't it beautiful?